And it's PLB with MLB News, back with another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about the Cincinnati Reds because they've made a lot of different moves, a lot of different rumors have came out about the Cincinnati Reds this offseason. So if you like this kind of content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. 72% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed, so get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a like on this video. Subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a like. Let's go ahead and talk about the Cincinnati Reds. So the Reds, their GM about a week ago said pretty much that they are not re-signing Trevor Bauer. That's just not what they want to do this offseason. And there's been some trade rumors about Sonny Gray. Obviously, Raisel Iglesias was traded to the Angels for pretty much nothing, if we're being honest. And that's kind of where we're going to start. And I'm going to give a path of where I think the Reds should be going, what direction they could be going, in this current direction that they seem to be hinting that they're going, which is the rebuilding phase. So, yeah. First problem is they have too many outfielders. They have Aquino, they have Akiyama, they have Castellanos, they have Winker, and I'm probably missing some there. They've also got Nick Senzel, a pretty good player. They've got a lot of players in the outfield, and that's their main problem. Like, they have too many outfielders. They have like 5 players that could play the outfield. So what they need to do with the outfield is they need to package one of these players. They need to choose at least. They need to at least drop one of these players. And you figure Michael Lorenzen can play center field if he needs to, and hit okay for a pitcher. So you've got Castellanos, Winker, Aquino, Senzel, Akiyama, and Lorenzen. So you've got 5 outfielders. That's too many. And Akiyama did not play well in 2020. Senzel looks to be your future center fielder. And Aquino is kind of the one that's left positionless here. Now, you could say he plays left field. And I think Aquino does have a lot of value if you were willing to trade him. Aquino can hit well. He can play an okay field. But it looks like Jesse Winker, Nick Senzel, and Nick Castellanos is kind of their outfield for right now. And yes, you could say Castellanos could be the could be the DH. But it's pretty much been kind of said that the DH is not coming back for the 2021 MLB season. So if you're looking at that, you're looking at that outfield, and you're probably looking at Shogo Akiyama just kind of being a backup if someone gets injured, which hopefully they don't, obviously. But it looks like Aristides Aquino is the odd man out here, and you could package him with Sonny Gray. I've seen like one trade like that. So yes, you could package him for a team that needs outfield help. If he is on the market, I think a team like Cleveland should really want him. The Cubs, team that needs a power bat, could really use him. Maybe even the Mets could use him. So it seems like the 4 that I would go, the 4 that seems realistic to go with is Akiyama, Senzel, Winker, and Castellanos is going to be their 4 outfielders that they're going with for the future. So that's a problem. Next is their bullpen. Their bullpen is just an absolute struggle. Now, yes, they can still get Archie Bradley back off the free agent market. He was the best relief pitcher. Amir Garrett, yes, he's very good. Michael Lorenzen is a great 7th inning pitcher. 7th or 8th inning role type of pitcher. Noe Ramirez, I don't expect him to do much. Jeff Hoffman, same. They traded for him for Robert Stevenson. I think that's kind of a downgrade. TJ Antone was okay. Sal Romano, he's not shown much promise. Lucas Sims showed a lot of promise in 2020 that he could be a good relief pitcher. But what I don't see here is a good closer. I don't see a closer. And they need a closer, whether that is Archie Bradley, whether that's someone else. They've said their top priority is a shortstop. Now, they do have Jose Garcia, a top prospect at the shortstop position right now. But some players on their team just do not fit the timeline of their team. Being Joey Votto, he needs to be on a win-now team. And does he have a ton of value? I don't personally think so, because his home run numbers are going down. Everything's going down. And the Reds, they're like the Phillies. They're just they're just poor, apparently. Don't have any money. And that's I mean, this roster is I don't think it's a playoff team. I really don't. Whether you're in the expanded playoffs or not, I don't see this as a playoff team. They still don't have a catcher. Kyle Farmer and Tucker Barnhart, ew, that's not doing it for me. So they've still got Moustakas, who could be in a potential trade. You could look at this team and say that they could look like a whole different team, and you're probably right. They have a nice young rotation. Luis Castillo was pretty good in 2019, was not as good in 2020. Sonny Gray is probably going to be on the trade market, like I said at the start of the video. They're pretty much not re-signing Bauer, so if you're looking at this rotation, it's going to be Luis Castillo, Tyler Mahle, Wade Miley, and Jeff Hoffman. If they do indeed trade Sonny Gray, I mean, I think they should try to move Wade Miley too. So, their starting pitching not very good, honestly. Their relief pitching is not really good. They need a catcher. Joey Votto does not fit the timeline of this team now. He just doesn't. Eugenio Suarez, I think you should keep him. I think he should be one of the more untouchables. He's been proven to be a very good player for them. So, if I'm looking at this team and I'm giving untouchables, the untouchables for me are Eugenio Suarez. And the reason Eugenio Suarez is untouchable is because he's been great. And, yeah. Luis Castillo's another one. Amir Garrett's another one. And, I mean, you could probably pick an outfielder like Jesse Winker, maybe. Nick Senzel, Shogo Akiyama, whichever you think has the most promise in the major leagues. Now, you look at this rotation right now and say, yeah, that's pretty crappy. But they have a good future pitching with Nick Lodolo, Hunter Green. They have a lot of good pitchers in that farm system that is not great, but it's okay. So, they're just kind of blowing it up right now, it seems like to me. And not re-signing Bauer, that's an L. That's not heading in the right direction. This team looks like they're kind of heading into the rebuild phase right now. And it's not totally making a lot of sense. I think Sonny Gray would have a lot of trade value, even more trade value at the trade deadline. I think he has a ton of value right now. Luis Castillo, I think he's a great number 1 or number 2 on a team. Yes, 2020 was not great for him, but he was still serviceable. So, who do you trade? That's kind of the question too. Obviously, Gray's probably gone. But what you're looking back for in a trade is a bullpen arm that you think could be pretty good. And you're looking for a catcher, some kind of catcher that could be serviceable. And you're looking definitely not for another outfielder. And maybe like a back-end starting rotation pitcher. That's kind of what you're looking for in a potential trade. The trade pieces that I see probably are most likely to be traded Sonny Gray, obviously. I think Lucas Sims could be moved if the value's high for him. I think Moustakas could be moved. I think Votto could be moved. I definitely think Aquino could be moved, packaged with like Gray for pretty solid prospects or something. So the Reds are a team that looks like they're going in the rebuilding phase, which I do have a problem with. But you've got to do it the right way. They don't have the greatest farm system in Major League Baseball. And I don't necessarily think rebuilding is the right move for them. But apparently they think so. They've been in a rebuild for long enough. And they were a team for a while that was just in the wrong division. They had Brendan Phillips. They had Zach Cozart. They had Billy Hamilton. They had Joey Votto. This was Joey Votto when he was putting up those MVP type numbers. Joey Votto is not the same player now. But I still think that this team should be trying to win now and be good for the future. I think if you're going to do this, you need some prospects back that really have some potential. And you need to start getting these prospects and building a good farm system. Because if you don't build a good farm system, then you're not going to be good for the future either. And it's just going to be a fail of a try to rebuild. So it looks like they're going in the rebuilding phase, that kind of thing. And I mean, I don't totally love it, but maybe they do it to where it works out good for them. And yeah, I think they need to trade Moustakas. I think they need to trade Gray. I think they need to trade Aquino. Barnhart is just not doing it behind the plate. You've got to get a catcher. You've got to get a bullpen arm. I think that kind of could be, that has closer stuff at least. And those are the main two needs for this team right now. I don't really think they need a shortstop. I think Jose Garcia can be a serviceable shortstop. I think Joey Votto is probably there for the future at first base. Second base, you maybe could use a second baseman if you do move on from Moustakas. And you don't need any outfield help. And you don't know if the DH is returning for 2021. Their rotation, it's fine. You've got Castillo. And if they do indeed keep Gray, then they've got Castillo, Gray, Lodolo, Green, and Malley. That's a pretty good rotation if you ask me. A nice young rotation. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Cincinnati Reds. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll get notified whenever I upload a video. 72% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed, so get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a like. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more videos soon.